to Sci-Fi. Busy daddies to Sci-Fi. Busy daddies to Sci-Fi. Busy daddies to Sci-Fi.
There. All right. What are you lubing up?
I got my hand sanitizer out.
You got your that smells
quarantine.
Really medicinal.
If you hold
Kevin.
it close to the nose and breathe deeply, it's wakey.
Yeah.
Drinking hand
sanitizer and seltzer. Put a little
because
drop
nothing
in
says
mine.
party like drinking hand sanitizer. You think someone who does that thinks they have a problem with drugs or alcohol?
You're about to take a long. You're about to take a long plane trip.
I am.
All right. I got a little tip.
Yes.
My friend's parents.
Just a tip?
My friend, just a tip. See, come
Is
on,
his
man.
name
We
Just
were
a
trying
Tip?
to. His name is
Justin Tip.
Justin Tip. Justin Tip the Third. So my friend's parents are crazy germaphobes, and they said on long plane rides you're supposed to put Neosporin in your nostrils. Yeah. Pause on that one.
I'm just sitting there, like thinking and turning the lady next to you and going, "Easy, this is my armrest." What the hell's wrong with that guy's nose? Man, you just grease yourself with vapor rub.
Oh.
So you just go in stinking.
I'm ready.
I already smell like Ben Gay anyways because I'm always sore. So I just heat the muscles up and just rub it all over my thighs.
You're that guy.
And my elbows.
Who, like three rows ahead of you, someone is just like, oh, what is that medicine back smell? Someone's got a medicine chest.
I've whipped out a leftover salmon burger.
Oh.
It had been in a Tupperware pressurizing during takeoff. And I opened it. It was like... I ate it. It was delicious. I bet. I ate them. I made 4 out of each dinner, and so one was the night before, one was lunch, and so if I was on a plane ride, I would happen to bring one. But that's a head turner.
Yeah, that's a rough one, man, because it's just the air is filling with salmon molecules and being recycled through. Yeah, you don't know what that's doing to the internal system too, the filtration. I mean, it's getting all fishified. You're ruining flights for days to come.
I don't think so.
Neither do I. I don't understand technology though.
Caught tampering with a smoke detector because you were trying to stuff it with shrimp for another flight.
Just loading it up. I'm ruining somebody's
cocktail shrimp.
Ugh. That's a no on a plane.
I bring this thing. I take a Talenti jar and pack it with oatmeal. Oatmeal, syrup, and yogurt, so it's technically not a liquid, but I go through security, and it usually passes, because I'm like, well, it's my breakfast.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it could totally be...
Oh, whoa, hold on.
What's that putty bomb shit?
You want to do this on our podcast right now? You want to end up on a no-fly list right before you're about to take it?
I'm TSA pre.
You are?
I'm all fly.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. So what does that get? Do you get to keep your shoes on?
Keep your shoes on.
Do you have to take your belt off?
Nope.
Oh, you lucky bastard.
Leave the computer in the bag.
In the bag.
In the bag.
See, that really bugs me because, how do they know that one of those guys isn't just going to flip?
Well, keeping up with our theme,
our established
pretty
theme.
sure that I'd be slowly working that out right now.
Right.
But for now, some woman in Glendale has considered me okay, and because I went to some palm print place.
You got the stamp. You got the stamp of approval.
Yeah.
Nice.
You can too.
Yeah.
Most can. Unless did those charges clear?
Well, when I
expunged?
When I became a substitute teacher in New Jersey, I had to go to a police department and do some fingerprints, and I was around 21 years old.
Yeah.
Kind of the height of when there was a lot of people looking for me.
Yeah.
And I had never been
peak years.
I had never been more nervous in my life than during like and this was pre like vast internet. You know, there was still, but I mean, it took 3 weeks for them to like give me like "You're all clear, George." So I guess
for
they
3
didn't.
weeks. Did you just sweat it?
It's like hiding under the covers. I guess they didn't contact like the Boston PD or anything like that. Too.
They didn't. No,
I guess not.
They got schmods.
They got, what does that mean?
I forget. It's from the Blues Brothers.
Oh, right.
They got schmods.
They got schmods. How you doing, man?
I'm okay.
Good.
Someone Google schmods. Look it up.
Look
we
it
can't
up.
Google. You
Look
know
it
that.
up. Email us at busydadsdosci-fi@gmail.com. And who the hell are we?
Good evening.
Good morning.
Yes.
Good afternoon and good night, I guess.
Depends.
Sure. I mean, it depends on what universe you're in.
Mm-hmm.
If you have access to certain ingots that control various aspects of reality.
Ingots.
Ingots.
Isn't that like a bar of something?
I know what you're talking about.
I only speak ingots.
I know
for
what you're talking
Minecraft.
about. I think ingots, I think little jewels or tchotchkes.
Jewels or...
Gems? Gems?
I went for jewel. I went like this. My fingers are together. It's a small little thing. And then tchotchke, I immediately saw like a ceramic harlequin that like spins on a mantle. Isn't that a tchotchke?
What is
That
it?
plays sending the clowns.
Like you
bling,
hear,
bling,
you,
bling, bling.
you hear the term tchotchke and it's so broad and generic, and I always think of something like your grandmother has given you. I'm looking over here and I'm pretty sure those are tchotchkes all over the walls.
Tchotchkes,
here.
yeah.
Like a little
None
ceramic
of which have
Tinkerbell.
gems on them. Sometimes they're a crystal. Tchotchkes.
Well, that's close. Crystals or gems?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do they have power? Do they have time,
most
space?
crystals can be charged on a full moon. That's when you do that.
Really?
Recharge them.
You into that?
No.
No?
I'm into people who are into it.
I'm into people who are into it too.
Yeah.
I dig that.
Yeah. You can do whatever you want.
Go for it, man.
Yeah.
Apparently, it just came out that there's a big, murder scene behind the whole digging out healing crystals.
Say more about that?
Kind of like the blood diamonds. You know how they're like, there's an equal one to healing crystals.
Which is
kind of weird.
just
like,
that's grandly Luciferian, if not satanic.
Yeah.
That's
but isn't that how the
wondrously
universe
painful.
Isn't that how the universe works? Like, here we give you this. This represents balance and healing, and to attain it, there had to be a ton of death.
That's not how the universe works.
Are you sure?
George.
I was pretty sure that I nailed down how the universe worked.
No.
About 10 minutes before you got here, I had it written down. I put it in my back pocket. Then I took a leak, and I lost it.
Yeah, no, it's not a...
It's a balance thing.
Blood diamond.
Blood
It's a balance
diamond.
thing.
It's a balance
well,
thing.
speaking, my boy had a birthday party this weekend.
Uh-huh.
And we had known for a while, my boy has themes, and his theme for this one, he kept saying it was Go Crazy Party. And I was like, what kind of stuff do you want to do?
That
And he's
is
like,
good.
Take Mentos and put them in a bottle of Coca-Cola and stuff. I'm like, I remember, first of all, sidebar, I think didn't you used to take Mentos, put them in a thing of Coke, 2-liter Coke, drop it in a dumpster, and it like explodes
Yeah.
hours later?
Yeah, like
So
you blow
anyways,
it up.
I was like, how the hell?
You put it
what
under
do you-
somebody's car.
But I guess if you just put it and leave it on, it'll like kind of spew like a thing. But anyways, these kids, I threw 2 beach balls, one of those exercise balls, like a 30-inch one in there, a couple hand-sized balls for beaning people with, some kind of Nerf dart football things. I put a teepee on one end and a tent on the other, and as the kids entered the party, I gave them a bunch of beads, or I don't know why, and then there was this sun-faded plastic chicken in the backyard.
I saw that.
That I told all the kids when they walked in, kind of personally, one-to-one, I said, whoever ends up with this thing at the end of the party wins. And they had wars. They had wars like crazy. And at one point, one kid yelled, I love chaos! And another kid went, I hate chaos! And I was like, that's That's pretty much it. And I think that is the universe.
That is the universe right there. You recreated the entire struggle between order and chaos for your son's birthday party, and I only hope that one day he is enlightened enough to appreciate that encapsulation of what that was. I mean, I love, first of all, because I came over to your house for dinner the following day, and the chicken was sitting in the middle, unclaimed, and then when you told me that it was
stuffed in a broken part of the fence behind the garage because someone was stashing it to claim victory, and then they forgot after a couple root beer floats.
Oh, so they were taking it and they were hiding it so that they could find it later.
Clearly hidden when I was cleaning up the yard.
You successfully threw a go crazy party, and you're absolutely right. That is the universe. That's the balance that we're talking about, and it's the balance that some people seek. The balance that a particular gentleman seeks.
Elric? The Elf King?
Sure. Well, he's kind of a dick, though.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
Why not?
No.
His tactics are aren't the elves a little... They're a little racist?
I mean, they don't like man because they're soaking up the magic on the planet in their belief of science. But, no.
What movie are we going to talk about? Now I'm confused.
Well, it's going to get there.
Okay.
This is as grand as the movie we're talking about.
Oh, well, yeah. And that is a hell of a compliment to pay to the movie that we will be talking about. So, well, who are we tonight?
Well, tell him, George.
Are we bulky demigods dodging shiny fists?
No, I think we're bulky demigods dodging shiny fist.
Fist, singular. Not plural.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. One is still
just
purple.
one, Justin Tips.
Yeah, easy, Justin Tips.
Easy.
All right, I've seen you outside looking at me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Kevin.
Yeah.
Sometimes things take longer than you think, don't they?
Yeah.
Sometimes
you were talking about sometimes that sensation of having to urinate comes up.
Right.
And then you go and it takes like 3 to 5 minutes in the middle of the night.
More often than I'm comfortable with.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm up 3 or 4 times a night.
I mean, dude, at least your prostate's large.
Yeah, bigger
large.
than most.
Yeah. You know.
Some would say I have the biggest prostate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't like to brag though. I'm too humble to boast. Sometimes things seem like they take a long time, and you might go like, "Wow, this is taking a lot longer than I thought. This is taking nearly infinity."
It's an infinity.
It's an infinity. It's a struggle of some type within for how long things are taken, and you could say maybe a battle of the soul, maybe some type of a conflict. Maybe even a infinity war?
No, really. I was going to say an internecine war. Or maybe a Pyrrhic
I got to say,
victory.
The title of this movie pretty much writes its own jokes as far as the length of the movie goes, doesn't it? Infinity War. It's a long movie. Infinity.
No, I didn't even know. It's not a long movie.
It doesn't feel like a long movie.
2 hours and 40 minutes?
2:40 didn't feel 2:40. And why did it not feel like 2 hours and 40 minutes?
Because
there are some movies that are 2 hours and 40 minutes, and man, they got weight on them in a bad way.
Remember Hard to Be a God?
Oh, I see it every time I close my eyes.
I can still smell it. Oh,
it is. It's hard to be a god. So why did this movie not feel like? Hey, just for clarity's sake, we're talking about Avengers: Infinity War.
Yeah. In case that wasn't clear.
In case that was not clear.
And we did a chorus.
Real quick, this movie, the third Avengers movie, the culmination of 10 years of Marvel Comics movies and 18 separate movies, make up this, epic. It's an epic movie. And so again, but why didn't it feel like 2:40?
Because it was fast and good and cool.
That's right.
There was a lot of little pockets in it.
It moved around a good amount. Didn't stay too long with one particular story. It clipped along. longtime viewers might know I am a pretty big comic fan.
Yes.
More than being a big comic fan, I'm a really big Marvel Comics fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think, it's any secret that we're in the heyday of comic book movies right now. That beginning 10 years ago with the first Iron Man movie, and there were quality comic book movies before that. X-Men, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, with the exception of the third one. And even before that.
Counting?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
But even before that, obviously, the Richard Donner Supermans, the Tim Burton Batman movies. Tum
Tum, a lesser-known Avenger.
The Tippy Top, that movie with Ron Howard and
Daryl
Bird
Hannah.
Eyes. Yeah. No.
Pearl Eyes?
There's a musical called Tippy Top that has Ron Howard in it as like a 5-year-old, and it's really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, now you can't get that out of your head now, can you,
No,
listener?
no, I can remember all the music from it, strangely enough. But I'm not gonna sing that unless you guys pay me to. So this movie comes out, a little bit of fear, a little bit of on my behalf, because I'm like, how are they gonna do this? The Avengers movie that they made already seemed like this was gonna be kind of an insurmountable task, and they pulled it off really, really well. But how the hell are they going to combine every solo movie they've done under one umbrella? And what they did was, I thought the smartest avenue to go was they made it a Thanos movie. They made it a movie about the bad guy.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I was sitting there saying to myself just now, I mean, it's been written. They just needed to figure out how to put it in screen.
Exactly.
So it wasn't like it was a feat that they did. I guess obviously they had to decide not to do some things, and they did some change-ups. I don't know, to make things fit better. I don't know why Silver Surfer didn't fall through a roof and instead of Hulk, but they can do that. I have no issue there. But
It's licensing things. Marvel
it
does
is
not
a licensing thing.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Marvel does not own Silver Surfer.
He's Marvel, though.
He is a Marvel Comics character. Fox owns the rights to the Fantastic Four and their whole pantheon of villains and connected heroes, which includes the Silver Surfer.
Does it include Doctor Doom?
Yes, it does.
Damn it!
I know. But there's hope on that horizon, because Disney is acquiring 20th Century Fox, everything outside of their news. So they're going to get the rights to the X-Men, the Fantastic Four.
So this just goes on forever.
This goes on forever, much to
For infinity.
hopefully my delight.
Yeah.
Because what's really weird about this is that out of 18 movies, there were a couple that were certainly like, man, Thor 2, that kind of sucked. Ant-Man was good, but not great. And you have not seen any of these, correct? Other than...
No, I mean,
Okay.
I saw the original Iron Man because that's what people did.
Yeah, and that was great.
People did. That's what people did for this movie, too. I feel like.
People did. Like, they saw it.
Like it was a thing to do.
Yeah.
Right? To see this movie.
Do you mean, even if you're completely unconnected to the rest of it?
Right.
I agree. Yeah, this was
Like,
certainly...
I could just tell by the frequency of, like, Facebook feed.
This was an event.
Comments.
Yeah.
It was an event. Which is, I mean, cool. How did it sneak up that it was cool? Do you think people, maybe with Black Panther and Spider-Man and some of the other ones, people were kind of like, I'm into these, and so I'm really into this thing? And,
Yeah, I think
like-
that was... I think there was some of that definitely with the... because everybody, the planet, saw Black Panther and reacted to it. Treated it like it was the best freaking thing
and
in
it
the
got a
world.
99 on Rotten Tomatoes.
I think so. I think it's
And
a
what
99%.
did Infinity War get?
I think it's at an 83% right now.
How the hell did that happen?
Well,
I haven't
there's
seen Black Panther. I mean,
Black Panther was good. I enjoyed Infinity War a lot more than Black Panther. They're very different movies, but I just think the storytelling in Infinity War was a lot better. I mean, I'll use Allison's.
Typical
My
George.
father-in-law He saw Black Panther because he felt like that was going to be an important movie, and he enjoyed the hell out of it. He also, before seeing Black Panther, went out and read a ton of the Black Panther comics. And then when I was going to go see Infinity War, he said, hey, how accessible is this movie going to be? I told him what the deal was. You probably won't have any of the emotional connection, but I had already seen it, and I was like, you'll get the story. Like, it's self-contained. They do a great job of explaining what the MacGuffin is, what the journey is. And he went and saw Infinity War, having only seen Black Panther, and he enjoyed the hell out of it. You know?
Yeah.
And when we were...
It's a movie for the people.
It's a movie for the people. Which is strange, because a lot of it has to do with killing most of the people.
Yeah, well, I mean, my boy, it was... my boy wanted to see it, because people his age were seeing it. And I got the Infinity Gauntlet comic for him and let him read it. I think... I know we didn't have a podcast about the Infinity Gauntlet. We just had like a comics podcast.
No, we had a quick talk about it once, in which we talked, and there's certainly a good amount. They've changed the entire motivation of Thanos pretty much.
Yes.
In the
which
comic
might be
book,
worth. I mean, we assume maybe that there's total nerds listening to this, but he's doing it for a chick in the original story.
In the lead up to Infinity Gauntlet, the Thanos quest, he gets all the stones. He gets all the... In the comics, they call them Infinity Gems. In the movie, they call them Infinity Stones. He gets them in order to impress Death, in order to be her equal. He gets them, Thanos, and then he realizes that this has made him not Death's equal, but Death's superior, actually. So when we come to Infinity Gauntlet, he now wants to do something to impress her, and we get, I'm going to wipe out half the life in the universe to please you, because you are Death, and that's what I'll do for you. Now that, which is why I think that adapting it to the movie is actually kind of a feat, because they give this character, Thanos, who in the comic is for the most part kind of like a bad guy.
Yeah.
They give him a lot more pathos.
Yeah.
Through his daughter Gamora, that relationship, and through his... I mean, he's a psychopath. Like, he's got his reasons, but they're certainly not... I mean, his reasons are, in order to have life continue in the universe, half of it needs to be wiped out, because the universe is finite.
But the example was his planet?
Yes.
So he saw bad things rip through his planet. The Four Horsemen, right?
Yeah.
Not literally, but that's what
that's what
like
they
his planet. And he says this can't happen to others.
Exactly.
So that's, I mean, I was talking with my boy about why he would want to kill half the population, and it's an ethical question. Like, it's a great idea for all of us to think about how the population can be in better quality living, but no one can decide to kill half the population to do that.
Yeah. So
unless you do.
Well, and we get the... There's a scene where he talks about how he's the only one who's willing, who knows this. He's the only one who has the knowledge that this is the way that must go forward, and he's the only one.
Is his first name Adolf? Is it Adolf Thanos?
Well, here's Adolf. Adolf. The comparison with Hitler is not apt, because Hitler's was very specific. This member of the species. These are the ones.
You knew
Thanos,
that one pretty quickly. Has the Hitler comparison been made in
I've had that. I've had the conversation.
Oh, you've already.
I had the fun conversation with Allison's dad, actually. Thanos' whole deal was Thanos' deal was completely random, and like there was no compassion involved. Like when he talked about his planet Titan, it was like rich, poor, doesn't matter, completely random, just half the planet. And that's what he does with the universe, essentially. It's just like, doesn't matter. Rich, poor, half the universe just needs to go. You know, so it's not like a quest for a perfect. It's just a quest to continue life. You know.
Sure. Okay. Yep.
So get out of here with the Nazi references.
Nazi-nay?
Ixnay
on the Nazi-nay.
The Naziing old Thanos here.
Well,
I
don't
thought
want that to be that
you know,
way.
I thought they did such a good job with Thanos that, like, I felt like while some of the other CG characters it was apparently very CG, especially the female Proxima Midnight, that character.
Yeah.
I felt like Thanos had a lot of weight, and like I never felt like he was a cartoon character. You know, they did a really cool job with that. And this is just like, I mean, he's a huge part of the movie, but surrounding him are all these characters that we've gotten to know over the past 10 years. So for me, like when I see Steve Rogers, Captain America, there's an emotional impact there. You know, I know this guy, I've seen his journey, I know where he's at right now, why he's there right now, I know why he's grown a beard. Like, there's all these cool things that they just got so right. And it's really indicative, I think, of having a kind of a leadership which Marvel, the Marvel Cinematic Universe does have in this one producer, Kevin Feige, who is the guy who came up with the Let's Make an Iron Man movie, and then spun it into...
I thought you said his name was Favreau.
No, that's Jon Favreau who directed it.
Oh.
Yeah. Jon Favreau directed the first Iron Man movie, and then at the end of the first Iron Man movie, we get Nick Fury, played by Samuel L. Jackson, and then that leads into what has become the theme in Marvel movies, which is the end credits scene, which leads into the next movie, and has been co-opted by a ton of, you know, like, movies really weren't big on post-credit scenes until Marvel started doing it.
I think the Farrelly brothers.
Oh,
didn't they do stuff?
Well,
like
they did
that?
like because during the credits, like having bloopers and stuff, like that was always, I mean, that's like Cannonball Run.
Yeah,
You know?
amazing.
I loved that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
really dug
Smokey
that.
and the Bandit.
Smokey and the Bandit did it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have Burt Reynolds and Dom DeLuise to thank for the Marvel Universe.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Burt.
Yep. Huh.
So you mentioned, why is it 83% on Rotten Tomatoes?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Backlash, I think, is a big part of that. There's a
So I asked you before, I said, what are people talking about here?
yeah.
What are people talking about? And you said that there was a bandwagon dislike, and then people were calling this thing a toy commercial.
They're not wrong in a way. I mean, I think it's a very cynical approach to it.
Yeah, I'm pretty cynical when it comes to this crap. And
You're not a bandwagon guy. Like you're not a.
Unless I end up on one.
But I mean, like Transformers or something like that. You would not go see that out of like a. No, I don't really see those things.
No,
you
I
know?
mean, I read this comic and then wanted to go see it. And it was just I would have seen it because we were going to talk about it, but I was on a day off with two dudes in a rental car, and we didn't get to go to Montauk.
So stock up, boys.
So they went, let's go see this movie. But they had, certainly someone. We had already checked playing times. Like, we kind of knew it would be a playbook thing. And so that was very enjoyable. And a cool movie, very fun. And, I don't know what else to really say about it.
Well, it is kind of one of those, like, there's not much to pick apart, which is, I think, the thing for me that is the most surprising.
No, it's pretty darn seamless.
Right.
I wonder perhaps if I hadn't read it or if there was no attachment, like I can't believe 10 years in the making this is happening, or if I knew the story, I mean, would I think strange things about it? But I don't think so. I mean, for me, I had seen the Guardians of the Galaxy and I liked them, and so they were in it. That was fun. I do like... I guess other Marvel ones have funny in it, like the Guardians of the Galaxy, and so it was fun throughout.
Yeah.
The one-liners that they got to kind of drop in throughout were really helpful.
Well, the guys who directed it, the Russo brothers, before they were picked up to direct the second Captain America movie, but before that, all they really had under their belt was a couple episodes of Arrested Development.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where they bred their directing style. And then Marvel saw them, they came to them with a creative idea, and they were like, okay, you're our new boys. And they've made two great Captain America movies, and then, this one.
Huh.
Yeah. In fact, during the scene when Thanos is getting the reality stone from the collector, in one of the cages, you can see Tobias in blue makeup from Arrested
really?
Development. Yeah. Like he's just in one of the cages.
That's totally cool.
Yeah, it's a cool. They did a few cool little Easter egg things like that. In Captain America: Civil War, the Bluth company stair car is in the background in the airport. Like, you know, they tossed in a few little Easter eggs, but there is a certainly a you know, I saw this movie 3 times. I saw it once with my 2 best friends. I saw it once with my father-in-law, and I saw it once with my son. And this was my father-in-law said he was asked what he thought by his wife, and he said it's basically the Rapture, you know. And I did like that summation. I did like that that like he conveyed the quality and the emotional way he felt about it by just saying that. This movie is darker than anything Marvel has done before.
Yeah.
And it does feel that way. You know, that certainly comes across. I was wary about taking my 5-year-old to it, and he actually he enjoyed the hell out of it. It's violent. It's certainly violent. But the ending to it it's getting a lot of comparisons to it being like The Empire Strikes Back, to it being like the one that ends on a real kind of downer note, to the point where when I saw it with Allison, she didn't know that they are planning another one, and was waiting for like it ended, the credits ended, and she was like distraught. She was like waiting for the end credits to sort of make up for whatever the hell happened, because she was just like, that's it, you know. And one thing that I found with a lot of people is how many people, and whatever it might be, some level of naivete, some level of, but how many people are kind of sold on the idea that they killed these characters off, you know?
Well, talk about being cynical. I mean, why would you can't do that to money.
You can't do that to money.
Yeah.
You got to make the Black Panther 2. That's where, and that's
Slam dunk that.
the cigar chomping executives. You know, we were talking earlier about how did they do this? You know, like, how is it that they got this to the point? And I think it comes back to that guy Kevin Feige. Like, I think it comes back to them having a creative type involved, letting him move slowly over a decade to get this done. Because when you look at the opposing, everyone's trying for the new Harry Potter. DC Comics is doing their whole thing, and they're doing it badly. You know, because they're trying to do it very quick. They're like, we do a Superman movie, great, now let's do the Justice League. You know, as opposed to 6 years to Avengers, another 4 for like the big movie. You know. I'm pretty sure like it's apparent that I loved the hell out of this movie.
Yes.
You know, like,
well, and you know so much about it. You know, it's you know, it. You know, you got it. You got to see what the 21st century can do to the stuff that you love.
Right.
And it worked for you. You know, I never finished Altered Carbon. That's as far. I've got unrequited.
That's Kevin's
fan.
It's
fan shit.
Kevin's tragic tale now is that the rest of you fuckers get an Infinity War movie. All right, I get 3 episodes into Altered Carbon where, granted, I see that RoboCop's ass 4 times.
Yeah,
but
that's RoboCop.
Yeah, that was the second. Not the poor man's RoboCop. Peter Weller. He's
Pomo Cop.
That's RoboCop. Pomo Cop. I would not buy that for $1.
Pomo Cop.
I thought I would
see what you did there.
You see, yeah. I thought I would have to forgive something about this movie. You know, I thought like I'd have to forgive some clunky editing or some sloppy storytelling. Like you've said before, I thought I'd have to work to like this. You know, a little bit. I thought I'd have to do some of the legwork, and I did not. I did not have to do that, man. You know.
Well, good for you.
So So the next one, Infinity War. Infinity War, like, hey, we're all dust. What are we gonna do? You know, I don't know.
Infinity dust.
Infinity dust.
It's the new drug, actually.
Infinity War, more infinity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mas Infinito.
That's a perfect title right there.
Yeah, well, it bridges many demographics.
It brings everybody
Not
under
to
the
be
fold.
cynical.
No,
yeah.
no, you don't want to be cynical.
Well, because is there I can't say that. Never mind.
It's just sitting there now like a
well,
dead
they're
elephant
just
in the
gonna
room.
have to-
That's fine.
Just watch to the studio cam, and you can see what I wrote it down.
Ladies
on a
and
piece of
gentlemen,
paper.
just use your imagination and imagine some of the most vile, hatred-filled things that Kevin could possibly think of, and that's probably what it was.
Yeah.
And there is a line. I may be reading too much into this, and it's entirely possible.
Yeah. No,
That
I
did.
think. I mean, it's just polite that you're even prefacing it. Is what I think.
This is there's a line at the end of this movie.
Oh boy.
Spoiler warning. Okay, if you have not seen Infinity War, you probably don't live on this planet.
Yeah.
So Spaceman, wait the 5 or 6 years it takes to get beamed to Alpha Centauri, and then and say hi to Adam for us.
Mm-hmm.
Thor, which by the way, how great was his journey? The whole this is one of the things that I felt like made this like a real sci-fi movie, is that we get like Thor on a space station with a giant Peter Dinklage.
Yeah.
And Rocket Raccoon in a little space pod. Like, it was just like, it was so cosmic. It was fantastic. But, so he gets his axe. The axe ends up buried deep in the friggin' chest of Thanos at one point.
Yeah.
Right before Thanos does his snap, which...
The snapping.
The snapping.
Did you hear it called the snapping?
I haven't.
That's a thing.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
The snapping?
Yes.
Now, is that a reference to the M. Night Shyamalan movie?
No, that's a reference to. That's a play on words. It
But
might be
the
a single
happening...
entendre.
A single entendre and not a double
Entendre.
entendre.
Well, so an entendre is a play on words.
Yes.
A double entendre,
Would be
a double.
a double play on words.
So if you say Peter Dinklage,
oh boy.
Justin Tibbets,
Peter
a
Dinklage.
giant Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage sounds just like Justin Tippins, with only also being a real name.
Justin.
How has nobody made fun of that before?
Solamente El Punto.
It's
for the demographics.
Yeah, but it's still out there now. You can, okay, anyway.
So an entendre, and so Thor
actually
buried in his chest.
Buried
in his chest.
Thanos.
We've got blood to spill.
Thanos looks at. We've got blood to spare. That's a great line.
To spare.
Thanos looks at Thor and says, "You should have gone for the head," and then does the snap.
Yeah.
Now, when I initially saw it, I read into that simply like, "Oh yeah, he was saying you should have just hit me in the head and then killed me." And I realized actually later
where
on,
we all stopped,
yeah,
George.
yeah, that's where we all stopped.
Yeah.
But I was talking again. I was talking to Allison's dad, and he said, "Oh no, it was beautiful." He's like, and this is a non-comic fan saw this movie, and went, "That was beautiful because where Thanos was at that point, Thor, who is coming from a place of pure emotion, saw Thanos kill his brother, kill the Asgardians. Of course, Thor is going to go for the heart." But at that point, Thanos, who had just killed his daughter, he had no heart left. It was all head. It was all the logic that was driving him. It was all this, I am going to save the universe by snapping my fingers and deleting half of it. So when he says, you should have gone for the head, there's more to it. There's like that, you should have gone for the thing that would have actually stopped me from doing this. And I loved that. I loved that subtle piece. Whether it's intentional or not, it was there. It was there, and it just took somebody to kind of connect the dots for me a little bit. And now it's just like, kind of blew the movie open for me a little bit more. And I hope that did for you as well. What was bad? Can we write a better movie?
No, this isn't that podcast. No, I don't think so at all. I mean, this was...
cool space wolves like tearing up Africa, and
Yeah.
just
Hidden Africa.
hidden Wakanda, Africa.
That's what. So, but yeah, you like fly into a certain zone and
Yeah,
kind of Bermuda
yeah.
Triangle into it.
Yeah, there's a force field protecting it and hiding it from the rest of the world. You know, because they are.
What happens? Do you bump into that force field and go, "What the fuck"? Or
Well,
do
that
they have
happened. Remember, at one point, one of the ships lands
Well,
right on
yeah,
top
but
of
no,
it.
but like, if I am a missionary in Africa, do I bump into Jakanda's wall?
You'd think it was like a mountain, basically. You'd be like, boom, what the hell? You know.
But it would be clear.
No, it's not clear.
Oh, it's a mountain.
It's a mountain.
Oh, okay.
It's
okay,
they project an image.
Oh,
over
okay,
it.
that's what. Yeah.
At this point, they may not, because the Black Panther movie ends with them revealing themselves to the world.
So it just might have the dome.
So it just might have the dome of protection, because Wakanda, their chief export is vibranium, which is like this metal that Captain America's shield is made out of. It's one of the most valuable substances in the universe.
Do they mine it with other people's blood?
Yeah, it's blood vibranium.
Blood vibranium.
Starring Leonardo DiCaprio.
And swollen Peter Dinklage.
Swollen Peter Dinklage. Not giant Peter Dinklage.
Engorged.
Engorged. Fully erect Peter Dinklage. Peter. Both his names. Peter and Dinklage.
Yeah.
I gotta think that that's not his real name and he's just pulling one over on everybody.
No, in like England, it's probably dignified.
Yeah. Piotr
In
Dinklage.
America,
Oh,
where we're
Dinklage.
hungry and infidels.
Yeah, we're just searching for it. We're searching for the Peter joke constantly. But
Like Peter Leach.
who's that? Is he a drummer?
He had to ask.
Sounds like a drummer.
He's something.
Yeah.
Just email if you know the answer to that.
Email us if you know the answer to.
Matt Favreau. Matt Favreau.
John.
See,
John
I know
Favreau.
a Matt Favreau. It came out. I was
You
like,
know a Matt
like,
Favreau.
yeah, he's like, I don't know, like high schoolish or something.
Hey, if Matt Favreau, if you're listening, what the hell happened to Kevin? And that's that's basically it. We got they shot these movies back to back, so there's only a year. The next one will come out next summer.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That'll be neat.
Yeah.
And so that's gonna have Adam Warlock. No.
I don't think so. That'll be in the next Guardians movie, it sounds like.
Okay. And so will the Celestials be in it?
You know, what we'll have between...
It has to finish the Infinity Gauntlet, right?
Yeah. The next Marvel movie to come out is Ant-Man and the Wasp. And that apparently happens... Exactly. I mean, that's the thing, is now we're back to, like, the stream of Marvel movies. And that one is apparently taking place concurrently with Infinity War. So I'm thinking the end of that movie might have something like...
Because they'd probably have a tiny little hive war.
Little ant
Yeah.
war. Maybe some people will start disappearing. And then...
You have all my honey. Yeah.
That's the actual that's Kevin's actual accent.
Yeah.
And this is the thing he puts on. But yeah, it's gonna obviously
It's called pulling a Dinklage.
pulling a classic Dinklage. Yeah. Let's wrap this bitch up.
Yeah.
Dude,
You've got nothing left.
dude, go see this movie if you haven't already.
They've
Go
seen
see it. Go
It's
see
like
it again.
We should just say sorry we're late.
Hey, I saw
Again.
it 3 times, all right? The least you could do is go see it one more time.
Yeah.
All right? Take your kid, go see Infinity War. All right? Forget about the
Don't take your
Forget
kid.
about the multiple spear stabbings. All right? Be a man.
That's what therapy's for.
That's what therapy is
They'll be
eventually
good.
for. Hey,
Yeah,
I ain't paying
eventually
for that.
Don't pay for it. You don't have to pay for
I
it.
think the state will pay for
The
that.
state will pay for it.
Because he'll probably be in a home of some kind. Hey, I'm just playing the numbers, man. Okay.
God damn.
There is a website that you can go to.
You mean like Ready Player One kind of thing?
What, like the
Our children,
Oasis?
aren't they going to be in Ready Player One?
Probably,
in the trailer stacks?
Mm-hmm. In the trailer stacks,
What are
and
we
they'll just
gonna
plug
do?
in. Well, I mean,
Unless our cities burn.
that's what I
before that.
mean. If there's
Yeah.
like a big, I mean, we seem to be pretty close to a third world war right now, so we'll see what happens. It's just hopefully you're listening to this. But there is a website that you can go onto and type your name in and see if you are one of the people that the Thanos made disappear.
I bet there is.
Yeah, it's kind
Is
of.
that like a fan thing or
Yeah,
like?
I know it's a Marvel Studios
Of course
thing.
it is.
Yeah.
We shouldn't. I can't. Why do we got to do that to the cynic in me? That's okay.
You don't like that?
I'm sure it fed information to Russia as soon as it did.
It gives them a list.
Yeah.
Half of these people are now dust.
Yeah. Oh.
We attack tomorrow. There's only half of them left. One of them's name is Peter Dinklage.
Who is this?
Who is this?
Wow. Wow.
That's such a great name. I'm never going to forget this.
Yeah. Yeah, you will. Good night, nurse.
Good night, nurse.